Hello guys, my name is Voidatron, and I'm gonna just show off a PowerPoint I made. So I'll give a little bit of background first. Something I like to do is make a bunch of different, versions of my Voidatron skin, the man with the hat. And so I eventually made enough of them between the Origins mod and other miscellaneous, I'll call them maybe universes, variants of the character. So I thought I had enough I could power scale them. I think that would be really fun. So I did. Now, when I say variant, you shouldn't get it confused with the MCU version. I think that dimensions or universes work a lot differently. Maybe I'll elaborate another time, but for now, let's go over power scaling the Voidatron variants. So it goes from bottom to top, so you'll see the weakest first and the strongest last. You'll understand more as the PowerPoint goes. I hope you enjoy. So the method I used the tiers from the VS Battles wiki. You could find all of the tiers and their explanations at this link. The Voidatrons are ranked from weakest to strongest. I already said that. Let me show you this link really fast. I'm just going to scroll down it really quickly. If you want to slow down the video to read the tiers, you can. But yeah, this is the scaling system I used. And yep, let's go to the next slide. So, Human, tier 10. Characters capable of exerting force comparable to that of more athletic humans, such as trained fighters or generally physically fit individuals. That is 10A athletic level. The weakest of the Voidatrons is the Voidatron from the OCD universe. His abilities and weaknesses are that he's a skilled swordsman, but he could be damaged by normal attacks. His little extra information is, in this universe, everything looks like it's from the OCD resource pack. This Voidatron cannot talk, but he is very expressive with his body. His main weapon is the OCD netherite sword. This was, inspired by the OCD texture pack. Texture pack I do like a lot. I also imagine, if it was a Spider-Verse style thing, he would be like the Spider-Ham version of it, the whole cartoony version. He is the weakest of all the Voidatrons. Next up is Villager Voidatron. He is a skilled swordsman and skilled at crafting weapons, armors, and tools, because he's a villager. He crafts stuff to trade. And he can also be damaged by normal attacks. In this universe, humans went extinct very early in time, and villagers became the dominant species. His main weapon is the Emerald Sword. Now here is the first of the origin of Voidatrons, the Arachnid Voidatron. His abilities, skills, and weaknesses are that he can climb walls, and he can shoot webs from his mouth. He has 3 less hearts, and he can only eat meat. And then the extra information is pretty similar for all of the origins, but I'll read them anyway, or at least this first one. From a universe where 12 origins coexist, this Voidatron is an arachnid, which is just a spider person. His main weapon is the poison-tipped blade. Here is Piglin Voidatron. Abilities, skills, and weaknesses. He is skilled with the crossbow. He does not get attacked by wild piglins, though he does get attacked by piglin brutes. And yellow means it's not a strength or weakness, but he zombifies when outside of the nether, making him slow but immune to fire. He reverts back to his regular form in the nether, and he can only eat meat, and he has 2 less hearts of health. He's also weak to sulfire. From a universe where 12 origins coexist, this one's a piglin. His main weapon is the pink netherite bat, and if you know this channel, you know that's an inside joke. Here is Avian Voidatron, another one from the Origins mod. He could float instead of fall, negating fall damage. He has above average speed, but he could only sleep at high altitudes, and he could not eat meat. He is from the Order universe, and he's a chicken man. Main weapon, the Emerald Feather. This is Elytran Voidatron. He has a permanent elytra attached to his back. He could launch himself into the air, but he could not wear heavy armor. The heaviest he could use is chainmail, and then he gets weaker if there is a ceiling above him. He is from the Origins universe, and his main weapon is the Elytra Double Axe. Zombie Voidatron. He has supernatural strength. He does not die after losing body parts, including the head. He can reattach his body parts if they are close enough to him. He is unable to feel pain, which could be an advantage or a disadvantage, because 1, a higher pain tolerance means he'll have more, stamina and durability in battle, but he also won't know if he's damaged too much to the point where he's going to die. He burns in the daylight, and he is unable to speak with words. Some extra information. In this universe, humans and zombies are able to coexist peacefully with each other. The zombies from this universe are smarter than the regular ones from ours, but they could still only groan and moan with their dead vocal cords. Then we're moving a tier up to Superhuman, tier 9. Characters who stand at the threshold of human strength and capabilities, represented by Olympic-level athletes or rigorously trained martial artists, as well as larger animals. This is 9C, street level. Feline Voidatron. He does not take fall damage. He has night vision. He scares away creepers, and he jumps higher while he's running, but he has 1 less heart of health. Some extra information: he is the from the Origins universe, and he is a feline, a cat man. His main weapon is the jungle sword, which is a netherite sword painted to look like it's made of wood. We have Florin Voidatron. He does not need to eat food. He gains energy from the sunlight. He can grow plants at the cost of hunger, and he's stronger when wet. However, he takes more damage from fire, and he gets slower if he uses the biome that is too hot or too cold. He is from the Origins universe, and he is a Florin. His main weapon is the mushroom sword. Phantom Voidatron. He can enter the phantom state, making him invisible and able to walk through solid blocks. He could not walk through obsidian or bedrock. He has 3 less hearts. He gets hungry faster while in the phantom state, and he burns in the daylight if he is not in the phantom state. From a universe where 12 origins coexist, this Voidatron is a phantom. This Voidatron is transparent, while out of the phantom state. He is also mute. His main weapon, that I know it looks like a regular iron sword, but it's transparent, but it's hard to show that in the PowerPoint, so anyway. Merling Voidatron. He can breathe underwater, and he's an excellent swimmer, but he can only hold his breath on land for a limited time. He is from one of the Origins universes, where he is a Merling. His main weapon is the Prismarine sword. Next up, we have the Blazeborn Voidatron. He is immune to fire and lava damage. He is immune to poison and hunger effects, since any poison that enters his body burns up immediately, but he takes damage from water and rain. This Voidatron lives in the Nether, and his main weapon is the Netherrack sword. Here is Endarian Voidatron. He is basically an Enderman. He could summon Ender pearls into his palm. He has a slightly longer arm reach, and he has universal travel. But, like the Blazeborn, he takes damage from water and rain, and people wearing a pumpkin on their head are invisible to him. From a universe where 12 origins coexist, this Voidatron is an Endarian. He is responsible for uniting the voids. If he has Strength 2 and enters another portal, he can teleport to the next universe. With the Strength 3 effect from the Potion of Void, he can effortlessly travel to any universe he wants to. His main weapon is the Endstone sword. We're moving up a tier. Characters who could destroy or significantly damage extremely resistant materials, such as strong metal or steel, as well as similarly resistant parts of constructions, such as structural boulders and walls. 9B, wall level. Shulk Voidatron. He has some natural armor, some extra storage in his shulker box, and he can mine stone with his bare fists, but he could not use a shield and he gets hungry faster. In a universe where 12 origins coexist, this is the universe where Voidatron is a Shulk. This is the only Voidatron without a scar on his eye due to his natural defenses. His main weapon is the Purpur Wide Sword. And here is the main one we all know and love, Human Voidatron. He is skilled with many weapons. When under the influence of the Potion of Void, he has super strength, speed, and resistance for an hour, but he can be damaged by normal attacks, and drinking milk will remove all the super effects immediately because they are potion effects. He got his scar from a Vindicator, so he crafted the brown hat to hide his face. The enchantment power from the helmets he wore seeped into his hat, which gave it the ability to be brewed into a powerful potion. He drinks the potion and dresses up in a blue and black superhero costume and calls himself the Knight. His main weapon, say it with me now, it's the Death Sentence. Some other weapons he's skilled at are the Netherrack sword, which has fire aspect, the Netherite dagger, Netherite bat, Netherite nunchucks, shield, his bedrock bunker armor set, and of course, the Potion of Voidatron. Next up, we have Urban, Tier 8. Characters who could destroy medium-sized buildings and constructions, such as large factories or large complexes, such as supermarkets. 8C, building level. Earthbender Voidatron. I like Avatar. He is extremely skilled in earth and lava bending. He could see through some walls with seismic sense. He has a reliance on earth, though, and he's inexperienced with swords or any types of weapons, because his earth bending is just better than that, so why would he need to learn how to use any weapon? This Voidatron is from a universe where humans have learned to bend the elements. This universe is further in the past, before the Nether was even discovered. His hat is not as transparent as the other Voids, since he does not rely on eyesight as much as a normal person would. Although he is not blind, I should clarify, he is not blind. He can see. Next up is Omnitrix Voidatron. This is just Voidatron from the Ben 10 universe, I'm not gonna lie. He is able to turn into 11 powerful aliens with no limitations due to master control, but he is vulnerable while in human form. In this universe, aliens visit Earth often. Voidatron found an alien device called the Omnitrix that can turn himself into 11 aliens. The Omnitrix has fused with his DNA, making it impossible to remove. And finally, I think, is Pixelmon Voidatron. His abilities, skills, and weaknesses are that he's a skilled Pixelmon trainer, and he is skilled at sword fighting with his Hone Edge. He could be damaged by normal attacks, and he is much less powerful without his Pixelmon. But with his Pixelmon on him, I think he is the strongest. In this universe, Pixelmon roam the world. This Voidatron is a skilled Pixelmon trainer who uses this team of 6. And the reason he's so high is because although he's a regular human, let's look at the 6 godlike animals working for him. So here we have a shiny Charizard to resemble the Ender Dragon. It can Mega Evolve into Mega Charizard X. We have Probopass, because he has a facial hair like Voidatron does. I also kind of like Probopass myself. So Hydreigon, he represents the Wither, the 3 heads. Hone Edge, a nice sword. It's shiny, just like the one on the main weapon slideshow. Hatterene with a Rocky Helmet, of course. I needed the hat Pokemon, come on. Voidatron's like the hat guy. And then Darkrai, purely because he can learn the move Dark Void. Dark Void is the only Pokemon move with the word Void inside of it, so I really didn't have a choice. He had to go on this team, right? So yeah. The end. Thank you. Here is a list of all of the mods or resource packs you can use to become, what can I call it? A creature from any of these universes. I'll go through them really fast. We got the OCD texture pack. As you can see, a nice classic texture pack. We have the Origins mod. The classic mod lets you pick between 9 origins. Extra Origins, which adds these 3 extra origins. I did not include the Inchling, and I never will make an Inchling Voidatron. Project Korra is not a mod or a texture pack. It's a bucket plugin that lets you use bending in servers. As you probably noticed, I only made an earthbending Voidatron because that's my favorite, earthbending. There is no universe where he is a waterbender, a firebender, or an airbender. Just if bending was real, I'd want to be an earthbender in real life because I like rocks. The Ben 10 Vanilla mod is actually very cool. Maybe I'll make this as a mini shout out to this video. But this is like an amazing mod. Please install it. You don't even need to know how to use mods. You just need to use command blocks. It is only 1.12, but I'm kind of gushing over it now. It is an amazing little add-on to the game. And finally, you all know it, it's Pixelmon. The classic Minecraft mod that was super popular back in the day and still is to this day. So of course, these will all be in the description, the links I mean. So that is all. Thank you for sticking through. Let me end this by saying I am not an experienced scaler. If you think you know better than me, I'd be happy to hear your recommendations or criticisms, because this was the first time I power scaled like anything. But yeah, thank you for watching, and outros are hard.